everybody. My name's Mark Hilliard, and I'm a master here at the Arcanum. And today we have the joy of doing Shawna Riche's Challenge 10 critique. I've been looking forward to this. Shawna has really blossomed in her photography, and she is going super fast. And these images today they're a lot of fun. So, what do you think so far, Shawna, of the path that you've taken and where you're heading? Do you feel like that you're learning the path that you want to learn?
I believe so. Yes, I am.
Okay. Well, what I'm going to do is I am going to share with you your images. So here we go. All right, so this is the first image that I have queued up. I recognize this location. I recognize those wonderfully huge waves that day. I was lucky enough to be with you when you were taking this, or at least in the same area. You may have taken this after I left. But if you would, tell us about the image and what you saw when you were standing there and what your intent was in the capture, okay?
Okay. Obviously, as you know, the waves were huge and violent. It was really cool. So I tried to do a long exposure where a longer, not too long of an exposure where I could get the height of the waves and the violence, but I loved how milky the water was up, you know, in the where the shore is. So that's what I was really trying to get with this, with some photos, were the softness of the water along with the violence of the waves.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at your exposure here, and I see that it was 2 seconds.
Yes.
Okay. You know, that's a wonderful compromise between having pure silky water, but yet having some of the water being quite smooth, and yet still showing the violence and the power behind that surf. So that was a really, really good choice. I happen to know that day that those waves were between 12 and 18 feet tall.
Wow.
It was an amazing surf day, and I was really happy to be there to capture that as well. I like your choice of monochrome in your post-processing. And as I said, your exposure was very well done. I think that it balances motion and stillness in the same picture. So it kind of puts us right in the middle of those two areas. I see that we've got great exposure on the sky, which by far was the hardest consideration when you're setting up your exposure. Now, did you spot meter on this, or did you just let the camera tell you what to do? How did you come up with this exposure?
I just play with the shutter speed and the aperture until I think it's right.
Oh, you shot this manual?
I did. It was handheld.
Okay. All right. Very nice. This was handheld, and you still managed to get detail and sharpness in the pier itself.
Yeah, this is one of the handheld ones.
Okay.
Because I trying to get close enough to get the milkiness. Because otherwise we had to have the tripods fall back when we were doing the longer, when we had them on the tripods, because the surf was coming up so high.
All right. I really do like this. The composition works well for me. Starting from the lower left-hand corner and going out towards the center. The horizon looks straight to me, although sometimes that's hard to tell because the waves come in higher than the horizon because they were so big. One suggestion I would have for you for your consideration. Let me shrink this down just a little bit. If you were to crop in a little bit tighter, so that you put the bottom of the pier right in the lower left-hand corner.
Right.
In my view, I think that would make a little bit more pleasing image. I find the sand a little bit distracting, but having said that, I have to tell you that having this sand water line with this line of foam, it looks like it's slowly rolling towards you. That's kind of a neat feature.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a 50-50 thing whether you want to crop that out and have the pier start in this corner and move in or not. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
One of, like, my favorite part of the image is probably the big waves in the back. But then my second favorite part is that bottom left-hand corner.
Okay, yeah, you like this rolling foam.
Yes. So that's that's one of the things I like about the photos also. So that, yeah.
Well, you see, that's what we talk about when I ask you about your artistic interpretation. You know, when you're starting, what you were looking for to get, and that has to come first and foremost in your mind. But you should consider another version of this image, and maybe trying it, because there's lots of pictures in here.
Right.
I mean, you could even do a square format like this. There's so many images in here that are just wonderful. Even a panorama like this, where we cross and we lose the entire bottom, and we concentrate just on those powerful waves. So there's a lot that you can do with this should you decide to further play with this image. But I really do like it, and I think you did a really good job at capturing it. I am amazed that you were able to get that pier sharp for a 2-second exposure. Now, were you leaning up against something to get more stability in the camera?
I was kneeling down and I was using my knees to help.
Okay, a shooter stance then.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, well, you succeeded, and I'm going to tell you that you were lucky in that. Hand holding it 2 seconds is really difficult to do. But the fact that you did it speaks volumes. So, anyways, I really like this, Shawna, and I see lots and lots of smaller sub-images in here that might be fun to explore as well. Goodness, look at even like this. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, there's just so much in here, and the waves are so powerful. Anyways, I'm going to give you a 3 on this image.
Yay.
Oh, you didn't expect that?
No.
Okay.
And I did the black and whites for you because you said you wanted to see some black and whites.
Oh, well. So now you're playing to my likes, huh?
I'm trying.
Okay, remember that can bite you if you're not careful.
Right.
All right, let's talk about this one.
Yes.
I want to know what your artistic intent was with this image.
I was going for the main focus to be where that fence starts and to lead you back. Sorry, my daughter's. And then obviously I just wanted to get the whole background in there with it.
Now, did you want to get the background out of focus or in focus?
Out of focus. I only wanted the front of that fence in focus, and that's it.
Starting at this post here.
Yes.
All
like right where the sand is and going back, yeah.
All right, let's go look at that image. All right, you shot that at f4 at 1/80th of a second. So you probably did this handheld?
Yep, laying on the ground.
Oh, you're brave. That was cold out there. All right,
Yes,
well,
it was.
the f4 gave you a very narrow depth of field, and I can see it
Mhm.
here. It basically starts at this first fence pole, and it ends about the third of the fourth one,
Yes.
with everything going out. I'm curious if you had chosen a more open aperture, say f2.8,
Mm-hmm.
so that more of this background faded out and you started to get more out of focus bokeh in this area. Um,
Right.
let's see here. This is with your new
This
A7.
is what. Yes, it is.
Oh,
Yep.
so
I
you,
didn't
you
take
probably
my
didn't.
Canon.
Yeah, you probably didn't have 2.8 lens on this camera then.
No, I didn't. It's a 4.
Okay, all right.
That's why that's the lowest I could get it to was a 4.
All right. I really, really like the square format for the crop. You got
Okay.
to be a bit careful of your horizon here. Now, you see
Yep.
the horizon
That's
is angling up. You're not square. You're not level.
yep. But I chose to do that because I didn't know which one I should go with because if you notice, see the 3 wind poles?
Yeah.
If I made the horizon straight and then those poles were crooked. So and then it looked really weird because the poles were
Ah,
crooked. So I
I
picked
see
a
what you're.
crooked pole or a crooked
Yeah,
horizon, and I wasn't sure which one to go with.
I see what you're saying. Well, then I'm going to give you kudo points for having chosen the horizon based upon your main subject.
Okay.
That worked extremely well. I do like the image. I don't think it's as strong as your other images, but it's still a worthy candidate. Um,
Okay.
and there are, keeping with your artistic intent, there are other compositions in this image like this.
Mhm.
All right.
Okay.
That might be an interesting one to play with too. Maybe this. Um, getting the COs out of the image altogether. Okay,
Right.
that
Okay.
might be something fun to play with as well. Okay, you did a good job on this, and it was a very, very good example of controlled depth of field to achieve your vision. I'm going to give you a 2.5 on this one. Um, I do have to say that you achieved your vision on this though.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
And you managed to come up with an image at that location that nobody else did, so that's another big plus in your favor.
Okay.
All right, and HDR, oh my.
Yes.
Let's talk about this one. How many images? What was your intent?
Actually, it's just one.
Ah, okay.
Yep. And I just used the Aurora software.
What do you think of the Aurora so far?
I like it. And I really like um, the composition of this photo because how the light is on the pier, and then you can see the birds. And um, I don't know. I just like the colors.
Well, I like the fact that it almost looks like you've texturized the bottom.
Mhm.
But up here, we've got nice, normal photographic texturing, so it doesn't look like you've overblown or overcooked the HDR.
Right.
This is a very beautiful composition. Normally, I will tell people that if you're going to have sand all the way across.
Right.
Otherwise, crop in and just have the surf all the way across. But in your case here, we've got this sea line coming in and out, and that's a very powerful compositional element. and it works very well. I love the exposure and the HDR processing of the colors in the sky. Look at the wonderful colors going down the side of this pier. This just works. This is perfect. You chose not to do a super long exposure. It shows the motion. I love this. Now, you didn't do this when I was there, did you?
No, this was that Friday morning.
Okay.
Or that Monday morning, I'm sorry, Monday morning after everybody left. It was that following morning.
And the waves were calmed down.
The waves were calmed down. It was like 50 out and it was what, 6:30 there, and it was 50, and it was just beautiful. No wind. So
lovely. I'm jealous of your capture. This would be one that I would be proud to have on my own wall. There's just absolutely nothing that I can pick about this image. It's just perfect in all aspects. And like I said, normally I would pick on this line of sand and water, but it built this perfect sea curve that goes out. I love it. This is a 3. This is a solid 3.
Yay.
Well done.
Thank you.
Okay, let's talk about the cut-up rows.
Yes.
What was your
That is just a while ago I saw an image I really liked. It was a lot brighter, and it was with a different flower, but they had it on a cutting board or something. They had it cut up, and just the way the light was hitting it. And I was trying to recreate something like that, but in my own style, I guess.
Okay.
So, and what I did here was I just used candlelight.
All right.
So, and I had my tripod. I was just kind of messing around that night to see what I can do with it.
Now, in your post-processing, did you add the dark vignette around the edges?
I did not. I actually had the 2 candles positioned in a way where there's actually a candle in the upper right-hand corner.
Okay.
And there's a candle down on the left-hand side.
All right. Well, this is very nice. It's very busy.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're making a statement here with the cut-up flower. I don't know, alluding to destroyed love or.
No, nothing like that.
I'm not quite sure what to read into this. We have the weapon of destruction down here.
Right.
We have this broken angle coming from the lower right-hand corner out towards the top, and this works very well. Now, some of these cut-up plant pieces over here, not the big ones here, but these in this area here, these are extremely distracting.
Okay.
And they add nothing to the image. And what I would suggest on this is to go in and clone these out.
Okay.
Police your edges. Get all of this out of the edges. Okay, all the way around. Down here, see this line coming in?
Yep.
Getting these spots, these little tiny spots. Take them out. It's all very, very easy to do.
Yeah.
Just simply pick an area in the dark, and with the healing tool, and simply take them out just like this.
That's really quick.
Oh no, it is. It's quick. It's easy. It doesn't take any. Say just that. It's just this simple. And all I'm doing is I'm using the healing brush.
In Photoshop.
In Photoshop. Okay, and I'm just gonna clean up the edges. Just this simple. Okay. I'm going to make my brush smaller so I can get in tighter on some of these spots. I want to leave the branches alone. Okay. I'm going to leave this.
You are? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I
I
don't
didn't
know if
know.
I like that or not. What do you think?
I think it maybe should be taken out. Don't you, or
You
no?
do? Okay,
Yeah,
let's try it.
maybe.
There you go.
Yeah, I like it without it, I think.
Yeah, but see how easy it is to clean that up? It took 30
Yeah.
seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And just that little bit of cleaning takes an image that could be very powerful, but it's very busy and cluttered, into something that focuses our vision more into the center because our eyes aren't being drawn to the
To the
clutter
side.
on the outside edges. And
Right.
that's very, very important to police the edges and,
Mm-hmm.
and clean that clutter up. As I look at this, I think to myself, let's see here. Give me just a second. I am going to bring up another quick tool for your I'm waiting. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Viveza, and I'm just going to play ever so slightly with those,
Okay.
and I'm adding a bit of structure to the side of the rose as a tool to increase brightness and the structure in one operation. Now, up here, I'm going to have to play with the shadow adjustments. Just a little, not a lot. And I'm going to do something here on the end of this leaf as well. And there's not a lot of data there. Shrink it down. And now put a anchor point around it so that the edits that I made in the leaf aren't affected in the outside area. And that's all. And really, the biggest edit I made is right here on this side of the rose, just a little.
Yeah.
So let's say okay on that,
Okay. Looks good. Looks a lot better.
and let's look at a before and after once I'm done processing here. There we go. See, it's so very minor, but you see the difference in the left-hand side of the rose and the point of that leaf.
Yeah.
I just bring out a small amount. It's very subtle,
But
but it just
really,
adds overall to the image. And then
yeah.
having cleaned up the clutter around it takes an okay image and makes it into something that you can do an awful lot with. All right. Now all of
Okay.
this editing can be done both in Photoshop and in a Lightroom as well. And I did it all in Viveza, and I used the healing tool, which I believe you have in Lightroom too.
Yes.
Okay, and that's all I did. The square format is perfect. It's just a very pretty image. Okay, and
Okay.
just
Thanks.
very, very minor editing, so minor that it's almost not worth mentioning. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a 2.5 on this image, and that gives enough points for you to go ahead and level up.
Yay.
So let's go ahead and talk about this last image, please.
Okay. This was at the concrete pier that we went to. I don't remember how long the exposure was, but I was really trying to go for the milkiness of the ocean in the foreground there.
This is weird. You sent me a JPG PNG,
Hmm.
and it's taken all the EXIF data off of it, so I can't look. Let's go look in the RAW.
Here, I might be able to find it. And I swapped it also, as you can see.
Yeah, and you didn't send me that file because
Okay.
there's an image in here that you didn't even include.
No?
Yeah, this one right here.
No, that is it. That's the black and white. I flipped it.
Ah,
So it
okay.
is there. I just
This
flipped it.
13 seconds
13 seconds. Okay.
at f22.
Yes.
So you must have had an ND filter on.
Yes, I did.
Well, you did a lot to that image, didn't you?
Yeah. Just not too much. I just flipped it and
Right.
cropped it. I had a lot of cleaning to do with it. 'Cause that was the day it was missing real bad too. So there was a lot of drops on the lens, but
2, 3. Okay. All right. Well, I really like your post-processing on this. I love the choice of monochrome for this. This is really a study of these waves, and I like the fact that as this wave comes in, we're getting this starburst effect of the wave breaking. Did you notice that?
yes, that's what I was trying to capture.
It's this semicircle.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that. You do have some schmutz on your camera sensor here now. Right.
Most of those are and I left those. I should have taken them out, but those are actually in the sand, like twigs or whatever they were.
Yes. Well, what they are is distracting.
Right?
Okay. See, again, using the healing tool.
Just take those three out.
Yeah, just take those out because they almost look like noise.
Right?
Okay. Um, Aside from that, this is just simply perfect. It's beautiful. I love the tearing in the clouds. Everything here speaks to motion, and I like that. I'm even thinking that maybe you could have cropped it more across the top because this extra sky up here is adding nothing to the image. The whole image is about this starburst of the water. That's an amazing capture.
Okay.
Most impressive. Um, Very contrasty. This just works for me. I like this. I'd love to see this printed too. This was a very good job. So I take it that your intent when you were taking the picture and your intent when you were post-processing it were two different things.
Yes. Once I shot it, I saw something completely different, and I
Yeah.
went with that.
Yeah, no, this is amazing. I like what you've done with this. This is a very good interpretation. Congratulations on a fantastic image. This is just so full of mood and motion. It's an extremely powerful image, and that's just a solid 3. But remember to clean up your image, okay?
Yep.
Those little things in the sand, those don't add anything to the picture. In fact, they take away from the image.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Great job. I really like this. I like everything that you've done here. It works very well for me. Let me come back to you. Hi, I'm back. I don't know. What do you think? What did you expect when you came into this with me today?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
The correct answer, of course, was I was so sure of my images that I knew that you would love every single one.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, and in fact,
Mhm.
that's what happened. Yeah, we had some suggestions for post-processing and some suggestions for in the camera, but overall, you achieved what your design was for each and every image. And I'm very, very impressed with your work. So
Thank you.
congratulations. You are leveled up. Um, and I thank everybody for coming to attend. What do you guys think?
I like the images. I like the fence image and the sunset that you were talking about, or the sunrise. But I really like that fence line, how it was running.
Thank you.
Shawna, I agree with you on the first one. I like the bottom left corner too. And on
Yeah.
the one that you reversed with all that sky that Mark wants to get rid of, if you're
Yeah.
comfortable with layers in Photoshop, I can show you a really cool trick to do with clouds to make them kind of pop out more. And I think it might work on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be wonderful.
Okay, well, great, great, great. I'm going to stop the broadcast. Everybody just hang loose for a second.